Oh, fuck. Oh. I mean, yeah, East Coast, it's like already midnight there. Plus, don't like East Coasters usually get up pretty early? I feel like everyone I know who lives in the East Coast wakes up at like 7 or some shit. I mean, it might just feel like they're always up early because, yeah. 5 a.m. wake up call back home. Damn, fuck that. I know shit at 5 a.m. Except maybe going to sleep. Woo! Yeah, Sarvets, they're just always on that. You gotta be vigilant. Oh, fuck. Long jump. Woo. Yo, what up, Zero? No lag in training mode, that's right. Training mode will always love you, Soapy. Training mode will be there when no one else is. Just you and Gear. So, one thing that's come up multiple times in conversations with fighting game people is the idea of like a desert island fighting game. And it's not necessarily your favorite fighting game. It's what is the fighting game that you would play with no one else around, right? Where it's like the only thing that you have to entertain yourself. And I think Guilty Gear is definitely up there as a desert island fighting game. Marvel is kind of the classic desert island fighting game because there's way too much shit in Marvel for one person to ever get good at it all. And I kind of feel like that about Guilty Gear too, but in Marvel you have team combinations to make things extra spicy. But yeah, I would love to know. Yeah, Marvel 2 would be a great desert island fighting game. Are they doing teams for Combo Breaker for Rep? I don't think so. I didn't hear about a team tournament. I didn't see one in registration, but there might be a side tournament. Yeah, CBS 2 not bad. Gear or Marvel 2 for sure. I actually think Marvel 3 would be a good pick too. Yeah, plus R is a good pick. KOF 98. Damn, Sarv, how many desert islands are we putting you on, though? The people need you. Irene said she needs her Newsnet. Also, shoutouts to Sarv's stream for having the best like layout and shit. I fucking love it. Woo! Nice. Cool, a little lag there. I can use the camera flip function to make my hands right side up. Okay. I'll set that up next time. Thanks, dude. What up, Mateo? Yo, mom mode would be sick. Mom mode is fucking sick, actually. If MOM, yeah, it's the mode. I think I showed you with the machine gun assist. You can just call some like off-screen machine guns. I think it's from people from like a different game. For Guilty Gear. Yeah. Sarv, I would definitely go to a desert island with you in Marvel 2 or Gear. Fam, it's cause Guilty Gear is hard enough that no one's trying to learn Guilty Gear but with fucking items. Sarv Island, hell yeah. Yo, TBC? Alright. Oh shit. Yo, Tarkus, that does sound pretty sick. I appreciate the idea. Woo. Zero, team games are, if you're into fighting games, learning how to play a team game is pretty good. Like, it'll make a lot of things feel easier and slower. Like, I've gone on about this in the past, but like, if you're an old school fighting game player, you played whatever was out and whatever was around, whatever you could find people to play. I don't like Third Strike. I've played a shit ton of Third Strike because for a couple of years that was the only game you could get people to play. And so, like, learning team games is really cool. It's a completely different process than learning like typical 1v1 games. And you get to just learn how to look for different things in a character. You also get to learn how to pay attention to like more complicated and more chaotic conditions. And that kind of forces you to learn how to like strategically ignore stuff or pay attention to just the right thing. Whew. There you go. Naroth getting a little better with the block, you know. Ooh. Yeah, team games help with Guilty Gear for sure. Like, the reason why Guilty Gear X and XX felt pretty, like, not terribly alien to me when I started playing is because I'd already been playing Marvel 2, like, off and on for, like, 2 years at that point. Yeah, fighting game court vision, I like that. Yeah, Street Fighter teaches you to pay attention to, like, basically just the space between both characters, right? Marvel, you have to pay attention to fucking everything. Some hidden missiles coming up on the other side of the screen, you're gonna have to deal with those in like 30 frames. So you might as well like fucking pay attention to it. And you have to pay attention to whatever the main character is doing. And you have to pay attention to where your assist's at. And you might not even be on the screen. But the funny thing is, then you go back to Street Fighter and you realize that even though the game feels slow, like when I play Street Fighter 5 right now, I'm like, holy shit, this game got slow. It didn't get slow, it's just I'm used to playing Guilty Gear, right? And Guilty Gear is fucking fast as shit. But when the flip side is that Street Fighter 5 and any Street Fighter game is usually really good at testing your discipline and your patience and your ability to maintain focus for long periods of time. In Gear, there are long times where you don't really have to do shit. Right? Like, if I'm getting comboed, well, Chip dies real quick, so him not so much. But if you're getting hit by a Chip combo, like, you kind of don't have to be paying full attention, right? The same way that you do when you're in neutral. In Street Fighter, you don't get that combo time as downtime for the most part. Like, combos are short. Nice blitz. Slap. Good block. Oh, let's go. Oh. Good shit. All right, Naroth, we'll call this the last round here. Nice. Oh shit. Alright. Naroth, throw some GGs. Let's get you out of here real quick so that we can cram Graffiti Bandit in. Alright, so Graffiti Bandit, go ahead and get in here. The lobby is YPGF. Naroth, that was a really good set. I think the things that I would recommend you focus on to just kind of level up your sin a little bit. One is, and some of the advice is kind of similar to what I told Idonis. Like, at a certain point, I can't judge your habits independent of how you're playing the matchup. And in this particular matchup, what I've noticed is you give me a lot of respect to steal turns, to push buttons. Like, every time you see me gamma blading and it's not a meaty, every time you see me press some buttons, P teleport, and then run in and press more buttons, every time you see me teleport on top of you in neutral or in a pressure situation that's not knockdown, I'm stealing a turn. I'm getting away with something. And it seems pretty clear that when I play you, you don't really know where Chip is stealing turns and where he's not, right? You need to be looking for this stuff. You can't just be reacting to everything that comes your way, right? Focusing, like playing conscious defense in this game in Guilty Gear means learning how to block, but also learning how to block while you look for opportunities to escape, right? Sometimes that's seeing like, oh, I made you block this, and that's kind of where my string ends, right? You can go back and watch these archives. You can watch these matches. Hell, your Guilty Gear is probably saving the replay yourself. So you can watch that, and you can look for all the times where I'm stealing a turn, right? And pretty much like the only time Chip is like significantly has significant frame advantage is like after blocked close slash and blocked gamma blade. Like those are the two situations where I'm like, oh, I kind of get to run in and press buttons, and unless you're super bold about contesting, you just have to hold that shit, right? Everything else is, I don't think you're going to do something right now. I dare you to do something right now. There were times where I would steal like 3 or 4 turns. I just pushed you across the corner, wasn't spending meter, wasn't doing any YRC gamma blade or anything. I was just keeping you blocking shit, and you didn't know where you could contest. This happened actually even in neutral, where you'd let me run up and press buttons, and you would just block, right? Like, and this happened like enough times that I wasn't just a one-off, right? Like, I would be running at you from full screen, and you would just block. You can't do that. You need to be contesting. Even if you're getting hit, it's better than not getting hit, right? I know it's scary and you want to play like solid defense against Chip, and you will. But part of that is taking educated risks when, like, in situations that would pay off more often than not, right? And that's the thing about Chip, right? If you're trying to win every interaction, you're going to end up blocking a lot, waiting for the time where it's just right and you get to win. That's hard. A lot of times you beat Chip by trading with him. You beat Chip by trading and getting the counter hit, and maybe you still get the combo, or maybe you don't, but I've taken more damage than you, right? And if I start seeing that you're pressing buttons, then I need to adapt. But if you're just blocking too much, if you're just respecting me too much, and you're not contesting when it's when I'm stealing a turn, then you're gonna have to hold a lot of mix-ups, and like Guilty Gear risk reward around defense isn't worth it. Okay. So do your homework. Like, open up that Chip frame data, find out all the situations, like go through the replay and find all the situations where you can realize I'm stealing a turn, and that'll give you a better idea of when to contest. Do that shit, and then I'll get to run in for free and press buttons, and then I actually have to respect Sin buttons a lot more. Because Sin's fucking scary. If he starts getting momentum, if he starts pushing into me a lot, if he starts making me block shit, it's just a matter of time before I get opened up and I fucking die, right? Because I got that full risk meter. Sin has the power to obliterate Chip in like one solid string if he's built up my meter and force me to block shit, right? But you don't get those opportunities unless you start contesting. So do that shit? Yeah, Sarvez. He's saying if you punish one out of turn thing even once, you'll feel hella rewarded. Yeah, because you're stopping Chip from going in, right? There's mental damage there. Now I need to outplay you in neutral. I can't just run in and press buttons. So yeah, that's what's up. Naroth, you go ahead and you go and work on that stuff. I know it's a lot, but if you start putting in work there, I'll notice, and I'm sure I'll feel it.